Hi, welcome back to the Meltran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry, and on Plurk and Instagram, I am Meltran Designs. Today is Monday, August 24th, 2015, and you may notice a little bit of a change since the last time I recorded. I got a little trim on my hair. It was time, had some split ends, so I thought, well, just take a little bit off the bottom. So, if you noticed, thanks. Anyway, um, it's been 2 weeks since I recorded. I told you last time that there was a good possibility that I wouldn't be able to record last week. I I ran out of time. I literally just ran out of day on Saturday, and then by the time I went to bed, it was 3 o'clock Sunday morning. So I really tried and I wanted to, and there was just no possible way. So here we are, and I have a ton of knitting done. One of the things I'm going to do my best to show you, it's quite wet, so we'll see how that goes. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Welcome if you're a new viewer. Thanks for checking out my little show on the interwebs. You can find me on YouTube, iTunes, my blog, which is meltrandesigns.blogspot.com. I post the show in my Ravelry group. I always on Facebook there's a page, and I always post a link there, and also on Plurk. Instagram. I post it all over the place when a new episode comes up, so you can find me. Let's see. Let's jump right in to happenings this week. All last week I was gone down in Provo, Utah at BYU. There's an event called Education Week, and I went down with my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and a couple nieces and a nephew. And I learned a lot and had a lot of fun and met some great new friends, sold some lotion, which is nice. Yeah, and so that's what I did all last week. The week before that, I don't remember anything major going on. The kids started school, which was fun and exciting. Anansi goes earlier now because she's in 7th grade, and at her school, 7th through 12th go earlier. So she has to get up before her brother and sister and get out the door. Yeah, I got registered for a couple of vending opportunities. I'm mailing out a third one today, so I will have 3 local shows that I'll be vending at in November. I did apply for vending at Zombie Knitpocalypse. I don't know if they will accept me. My lotions aren't exactly directly, knitting related or whatever, but they're intended for crafters and anyone, obviously, but and I talked about that in the last episode, but I'm hoping that they'll see that. Anyway, like I said, I did sell some while I was there, and I did want to say thank you to those of you who ordered after my last episode. It was so exciting to see the orders come in, and then I had to wait for the rest of my ingredients and containers and everything to get here before I could make them, but you were all patient and understanding that my stuff was still coming, but I was able to get all of those shipped out before I went out of town, and it was so exciting to go to the post office with my packages, and anyways, it was really exciting. So thank you. I wanted to show you, I know I said I'd talk about it at the end. I don't have very much to talk about, so I'm just going to show right now because it's sitting right here in front of me, and then we'll move on. Okay? I wanted to give you an idea of the size of the lotion sticks. Oh, also, I got my for real labels. I can't go up super close because I don't have autofocus. You can say it says keep on with life, no touch, solid lotion stick. It has the ingredients, and then at the bottom it has my big cartel site. So, and And then on the back, this one is a lavender one. I have some labels that I have printed up. So that's what these look like. I wanted to give you an idea of, hold on, there's something else I want to show you. Okay, I want to give you an idea of the size. I mean, you can tell by how I'm holding it, but I wanted to compare it with some lip balm that I have. So you can see that it's quite a bit fatter and taller. So now you have kind of a scale. And I also have full size available now. My my labels came in and I was able to start making some. So you can see that these are the Keep On With Life No Touch Solid Lotion Bar. You have the ingredients here and then my website right down here so that when you run out you know where to order from. And on the back, this one is also lavender, what I happened to grab. So these I don't have them up in the site this second. I will have them loaded by the time this goes up. So if you are interested, these are going to sell for $7.50 plus shipping, whatever that is, and these sell for $3.25. And then something new that I have whipped up, and this does directly affect you guys if you're going to order. I whipped up a quick little pattern for a holder, and right now, you saw me messing with it a little bit. Right now I have a carabiner on it, just mainly because I wanted to kind of take a picture. I plan to make these and sell them in the shop and also at shows. And what I will do is actually have a key ring, and then I'm hoping to get some little hooks that I can put on there, because the carabiner, the cost is going to be too much, and I don't want to have to pass that on to anybody buying it. So keyring is much more affordable with a little clasp hook thing. So anyways, like I said, this was just for picture reasons, or if you decided to buy one or make one, which I will get to in a second, you could always put a carabiner on yourself and then you can hook it on whatever bag you have, your knitting bag or the inside of your purse or whatever. So anyway, this is with fingering weight yarn. I used a size 1. This is actually a self-striping yarn, but I was just messing around with, I had both colors coming from the inside and outside of the ball, so I just threw some stripes on there. And I mean, like, I was just really just messing around trying to figure out how many rows to do and stuff like that. So this is some Fiber Nymph Finders Keepers colorway. So anyway, I want to talk about these for you knitters though. I'm going to have a couple options. I'm going to put it up on Ravelry for not very much, like $1, $2. I haven't decided. Probably, I don't know. Maybe I'll go right in the middle and do $1.50 just for fun, right? It will be available for super cheap on Ravelry. Also, if you order, when you order, and you have the option for notes to seller, just put in there a quick message, I'm a knitter, and I will gift you the pattern through Ravelry. Well, and put your Ravelry name. Woo, almost forgot that. Say, I'm a knitter, here's my Ravelry name, and I will gift it to you on Ravelry for free as a thank you for purchasing some lotions. Those of you who have already purchased, I will be getting in contact with you soon and send that over your way. But yeah, I'm in the process of uploading it onto Ravelry right now. I started it before I left, and then left and came back and have it sitting there on my desktop, and that's, or on my whatever, in my webpage. So I have that on my list of things to do today. So anyways, yeah, but like I said, they will be available for purchase on the site. Even if you are a knitter and you're like, I just don't feel like knitting one, or maybe you don't knit with sock yarn, or any plethora of reasons, or if you're buying to have it shipped to somebody else, it's a great gift idea. So anyway, there's that. That's all I have to say about that. keeponwithlife.bigcartel.com is the shop site. So there you go. All right, let's move on to the knitting, right? Alrighty, first off, this week I actually did get a lot of knitting time because I can listen and knit at the same time. So I was working on my Mama Vertebrae. Oh man, I did not realize that I wasn't at the end of a row. And I'm close enough that if I talk for just a second, maybe I can distract you long enough so I can finish the row here. I can tell you about the yarn that I'm using. It's from the Sassy Sheep. It is her Renaissance base, which is 150-gram skein with 750 yards. It's an amazing deal because it's only like 30 bucks or 32 or something like that. It's a really good deal. It feels similar to Volmisa in that it has kind of that cotton type feel, even though it's a wool nylon blend. But then after you wash it, it definitely softens up. So she said it's actually milled at the same mill where Claudia gets her Volmisa, so it would make sense that it kind of had the same feel, but it's not the same base, just similar. So just don't want you to think that it's the same, because it's not, but her colors are amazing. The color I'm using that I will show you in a second is Moonlight, and the needles that I'm using are 5 or 6, 3.75 or 4 millimeter. I don't remember exactly. It's one of those. I think it's on my project page. I'm sorry. I'm actually holding 2 skeins together, so the look is changing as I go throughout. And I'm actually really liking how it's turning out. There was a little bit of time where the colors lined up, and then I didn't cut it, but I kind of made a loop and offset them again, because that would have looked weird having it all marled and then lining up. So anyways, it's kind of doing this cool pooling, flashing thing. It's going to go great with most of my clothes because it's grays and blues and then black and white all mixed in there. And anyway, it's fun. I keep trying to get the white offset from the black, and it finally happened right here. You can see the gray and the white mixed together. So anyway, last time when I showed you, I only was about, I'm trying to see a good spot to hold it. This is the raglan increase. I only was about this far in. I had just started. So as you can see, I finished off enough that the sleeves are on a holder, and I'm just working straight stockinette on the body, and that'll just be stockinette forever and ever until it's long enough, and then I'll throw the sleeves and the neck and front band on and call it good. The bag I'm using is one that my friend made me out of a fat quarter. She just folded it in half and sewed it up, and it's one of my most favorite bags with it's a nice floppy bag that you can just throw into your purse or whatever, and it doesn't take up much room because it just, you know, compresses down. The only other thing I'm working on right now is actually also a new acquisition. We stopped in Layton, Utah on our way home yesterday, Saturday, excuse me, at a store called Sew and Save. My mother-in-law and I like to do, sorry, I'm pulling this through here, like to do these blankets. It's flannel. You can see the main side. That has these holes punched into it by it's an old Singer sewing machine, they said. And it also sews around it. And then what you do is you get your handy dandy little crochet hook and some crochet cotton. And the first time around, you can see I'm just doing a single crochet around the edge. And then you do a decorative stitch the next time around. And I, in the past, have just kind of done some basic stuff. But for a quarter, they had a sheet that had all these different edgings on it. So I picked it up, and let's see if I can do this. The one I'm going to do, I colored it pink because it says that it's a pink edge. I'm going to do this triangle shaped one. I thought that was really fun. I really like this one below it too, and I might play with that a little bit. This set comes with a blanket and 2 burp cloths. I'll show you the burp cloths. Usually I have them take them out and just charge me for the blanket. See, here's the the burp cloth, because I don't really use them. But since Anansi has been kind of dabbling in crochet, I thought it would be a fun thing for her to practice on a little bit. And we can, you know, wash it a couple times and get it nice and absorbent, and then just use it for like a washcloth or a hand towel or whatever around the house. So it'll be fine. And I have plenty of the crochet cotton, so she'll be able to do those. And she thought that was really neat when I showed it to her, so that'll be fun. And right now that's all I'm working on. I want to try and finish the Mama Vertebrae by the end of the month, because that's kind of my knit along project. But the name of this falls within the knit along project, and it will be published on Ravelry, which also falls under the rules. And I plan on making a couple more. I'd like to have as many as I can made before I vend. So anyway, I will qualify. Even though I made it so I could qualify, it's still, she said that if it's a pattern that's published on Ravelry and that it falls under the right letters, that it works. So it will be published on Ravelry and it will work. Gotta play by the rules, right? Anyway, are you ready for the big project? It's quite heavy and quite wet. I mean, I literally just now pulled it out of the sink and rolled it, and I mean, I squeezed and squeezed and squeezed water out of it, and then rolled it in 2 towels and stepped on it as I went, so it'll need some floofing up here. So I'm unfolding it, so if you'll give me just a second, if you don't mind. I finished the Wool Peddlers shawl that I started last time. I'm trying to fluff it up a little bit, because with the llama, it compresses really easily, and with the silk, but I'm not worried about it as it dries. Yeah, it's already fluffing up. So let's see if I can show you the right side here. It's huge, and it's even bigger wet. So let's see if I can even, yeah, I can't even lean back far enough to get it all in the, in the screen. I did post pictures on Instagram when I finished. I don't plan on blocking the garter section aggressively. And I don't even plan to block the bottom section aggressively, but I do want to get these to lay out nicely. I think because of the llama silk content and because it's so floppy, I won't really need to stretch it much. If I just lay it out and just leave it alone, I think it will behave nicely. It is quite huge, as you can see. You know, when I put it on, it's ginormous, but it's wonderful and lovely, and it's actually, it feels kind of good because it's damp and cool. It's not even hot in here, but it feels good. It's so soft and squishy, and everyone that was with me was like, oh man, even my nephew, who's, you know, 17 and kind of a cool guy, and I draped it on his shoulders, and he's like, oh, that's nice. So anyway, I'm happy to have that done. The yarn that I used is Adagio by Skacel. It's been discontinued. I have, well, my leftover yarn is over there. I haven't weighed it. I have actually almost a full ball left, because when I wound it up, I put 2 skeins together and just loosely tied them, just because they were so slick, and anyways, it just made more of a kind of a substantial ball. But let me show you where I ran out and had to change yarns to go from the 7th to the 8th skein. Hold on, I'm getting there. I looked at it from the wrong side. Right here on the bind off. So I had started the bind off and got this far into it, and then finished all the rest of the bind off. So I don't know how much is left. I mean, they're only 50-gram skeins anyway, but it's a good little chunk. I could make something small with it or whatever. So anyway, I love the color. The needle size was a, you would ask me that, wouldn't you? An 8? I think it was an 8. I'm pretty sure, like I'm 99% sure it was an 8. I'm probably wrong, knowing me. But I'm pretty sure it was an 8. You can look on my project page. I do have it listed on there, along with the colorway name. But it's a very nice kind of wine, rusty. It's yeah, it's like a kind of a rusty wine red, if that even makes sense. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. I'm so happy to have it done, and it whipped up really fast. And when you have a few hours a day to sit and knit on it, that helps too. So anyway, the only other thing I'm working on right now actually is my Loopy U Camp Loopy Project 3 for the Loopy U. It's due to be finished next Monday night at midnight, and I just started it this morning. I'll show you what I have done so far. Don't mind my standing up here. I'm just reaching right behind you. I'm making a quilt in a week because that's what I do and how I roll, and I don't want to make it, so I've put it off until I absolutely have to make it, and I work better under pressure that way. I always did my homework like that too. Oh, we have 3 months. We have 3 months until this project's due. Oh, we have a week. Oh, hey, it's due in a couple days. All right, let's do it right now. It's just, I don't know. I work better that way. Yes, I'm a procrastinator, and yes, I guess I'm justifying it, but I really, really do my best work under pressure. So I have 8 fat quarters, and I'm doing them all in these 5-inch squares. So these are the 3 fat quarters that I have cut so far. That one, and that one. Oh, I dropped one here. And then the other ones I have to do still are the green with the circles, the colorful paisley, light and dark yellow stripes, orange with the flowers, and some colorful stripes. And then for the back, I know I've shown this, but if we have some new people amongst us, for the back panel will be just these 3 sewn together. So just the solids. You can see how they all coordinate. And then the bias tape, that's the part that's why I don't want to quilt, will be made out of this orange. So anyways, I'm going to enjoy it and I'm going to learn from it. And that's the attitude that I'm choosing to have towards the whole thing. I have been enjoying cutting it. I finally, because if you remember, I'm actually still pretty new to sewing. And so I am still kind of getting the rhythm of the cutting and stuff, and I really found my rhythm while I was watching Stockinette Zombies this morning. So yeah, it's nice and it'll be fun. I think that's all I have to talk to you about today. This is a really short episode for being 2 weeks. Tomorrow's Anansi's birthday. It's super exciting. She's going to be 12. She gets to move up to the youth group at church this week, which is really awesome and fun, and she gets to do all sorts of exciting things. Am I going to beat myself up? Oh, hey, hold on. I just looked right here. All right. On the first day of Education Week last week, I had my little squares with me, my little triangles that I'm doing with the Fiber Nymph Dye Works mini skeins, minis of the month. And so here they are. They're not even, and I know that because I was having a hard time paying attention and going from one to the other and back and really keeping track. So what I did was I just worked on this one for a long time and then started working on this one. So I'm working now on getting this one caught up. But anyways, just thought I'd show you. I'm loving both of these colors so much. And like I said when I got this, I'm not usually a peach apricot fan, but oh man, this one, it makes me want to go buy some of those orange dreamsicles because it's that kind of, it's not quite as orange, but that's what it reminds me of. Like if they melted and the vanilla ice cream kind of mixed in with the orange sherbet. Anyway, there we go. All right, I think I can sign off now that I added a couple minutes on there. I hope you have a wonderful week. My plan is to record again next Monday. I've already listed all the places you can find me, and I think that's good. So until next time, keep knitting. Bye.